In the latest episode of The Curse of Oak Island Season 12, the Lagena brothers discovered evidence that might finally prove there is a Viking connection to Oak Island. They discovered evidence that might have left their mark on the island, suggesting that Vikings, who supposedly appeared in a region nearby, might have actually left their mark on this island. In Newfoundland, Canada, Marty Lagena and his team searched over 600 miles to find Lansos Meadows, the only confirmed Viking settlement in North America. This site, discovered in 1960 by Norwegian explorer Helge Ingstad and his archaeologist wife Anne Stein Ingstad, is proof that the Norse were on this side of the Atlantic around the year 1000, long before Columbus supposedly discovered the New World. Spanning 31 square miles, Lansos Meadows has revealed 8 structures, including what seems to be a forge. The settlement has yielded over 800 artifacts so far, from everyday tools to remnants of ancient Norse craftsmanship. According to sagas, the Old Norse tales came from Greenland, and they were there to explore this new territory for resources. Marty and his team, along with archaeologist Laird Niven and metallurgist Emma Culligan, explored further into this Viking mystery, believing that the Vikings might have made it even further south, possibly to Oak Island. During their travels across Europe, the team uncovered clues that suggested Norse descendants may have worked with the Knights Templar, the legendary protectors of priceless religious treasures. At several locations, they found symbols and artifacts strikingly similar to those uncovered on Oak Island over the past 2 centuries. Back at Lansos Meadows, experts like Loretta Decker from Parks Canada suggest that the settlement was more like a base camp for resource extraction and regrouping, comparing it to setting up camp on the moon. The sagas mention a summer settlement called Hop, south of Newfoundland, which could be in Nova Scotia or even on Oak Island. This is not far from the truth, as butternut seeds were discovered nearby in the Lansos Meadows region, suggesting that the Vikings went much further south than Newfoundland. The nearest place they could have come from is the Nova Scotia-New Brunswick area, suggesting they were on the move. If the Vikings made it to Nova Scotia, it is possible they reached Oak Island. The connections between the Vikings and the Pope are too strong to ignore. The traditional narrative about European arrival in North America is disrupted by the idea that Vikings could have explored and possibly influenced regions like Oak Island. Additionally, the ongoing mystery of Oak Island itself remains incomplete. Marty suggests that if the Vikings traveled as far south as Nova Scotia, there is every reason to believe they could have reached Oak Island. If they were moving down the Atlantic coast, stopping at places rich in resources, Oak Island might have been a perfect spot for a pit stop or more significant settlement. The question is not just whether they visited, but what they might have left behind. Doug introduces a fascinating tidbit that changes the whole narrative. The sagas mention Norse interactions with the Pope. The Norse were known to interact with European powers, and the Catholic Church, with its influence and reach, often played a central role in exploration and land claims. If the Pope and the Norse had a connection, it is not unreasonable to think the Vikings could have been part of a larger operation involving the Knights Templar. On Oak Island, traces of European activity dating back to the 13th century make the timeline more cohesive. Many of the sagas and records from this time are tied to the Catholic Church, which was not just a spiritual power, but also deeply political, and had a vested interest in expanding its influence westward. If the Norse were working under or alongside the Church, their travels to places like Newfoundland, Nova Scotia, or even Oak Island could have been part of a larger plan. The team at Lansos Meadows is exploring the possibility of connecting medieval Vikings to Oak Island, a North American. The Lagena brothers, Marty and Rick Lagena, have been exploring the hidden treasures of Oak Island for over 2 centuries. Their quest began when they read an article in Reader's Digest about the infamous Money Pit, which has sparked curiosity worldwide. The brothers have been drawn to the island by tales of hidden riches that have remained out of reach for over 2 centuries. The Money Pit is an intricately constructed pit filled with logs at various levels and possibly other materials like coconut fibers. When treasure hunters think they've reached the bottom, flood tunnels, supposedly built by the original constructor, let in water from the Atlantic Ocean. This ingenious design has prevented many from reaching whatever lies at the bottom. However, the Lagena brothers discovered a sunken ship near the money pit, confirmed by experts to be from the early 1700s, indicating human activity on the island for over 400 years. The Lagena brothers' interest in the island and its treasures has been burning for more than a decade. Their exploration led to a documentary that highlights their search and uncovers a long structure, thought to be the notorious Dunfield's Labyrinth from 1938. The documentary is full of intriguing questions and thoughts, and it will help the Lagena brothers contribute to the ongoing story of the island and its hidden treasures. In 2006, archaeologists working at the South Shore Cove on the island made a cool, sparking curiosity and raising more questions. Rick Lagena is fascinated by the arrangement of stones and the large boulder at their dig site on Oak Island, feeling that these stones are not just a coincidence, but a hint towards something valuable buried nearby. As they continue to chase down every clue and see where it leads, they continue to wonder about the origins and techniques used in historical shipbuilding. Marty Lagena, Rick's brother, and his team are searching the swamp area of Oak Island, which has provided interesting finds but raises more questions than answers. Gary suggests that the swamp might be preserving metal objects better than other parts of the island, renewing their interest and making them more eager to explore further. Jack Begley discusses the challenge of finding metal near the money pit, while Lot 5 has been especially difficult to search. An archaeological team is carefully studying a circular stone foundation, hoping to find out its age and purpose. Archaeologist Jamie Cuba joins the team, bringing new ideas and insights to the excavation. He focuses on a mysterious old stone structure, offering his own interpretations that change how the team understands the site's history. The diverse artifacts they find seem to support this, including a lead token from the 14th century, Venetian glass beads dating from the 1500s to the 1650s, and metal tools linked to historical figures. All these items hint at the rich and varied past of Oak Island. Throughout the day, Jamie outlines the boundaries of the old foundation, while Jack eagerly helps out. Jeff is focused on figuring out how this newly found foundation fits into the larger story of Oak Island. The team finds pieces of brick, pottery, and glass, giving important clues about how the site was used in the past. As they dig further, Jamie notices that the soil is unusually dense, hints at the possible presence of well-preserved structures or objects nearby. With growing curiosity and excitement about what they might find, the team works harder on the excavation. Each piece they uncover, no matter how small, could reveal a new layer of Oak Island's story. As they gather around a new find similar to one they discovered back in 2019 near a spot called H8, the air is filled with excitement. Archaeologist Fiona Steele adds to the moment by revealing another discovery, which boosts everyone's enthusiasm. Laird Niven suggests comparing this new find near the stone foundation on the island's western side to earlier samples to piece together more of Oak Island's unfolding story. The team embarks on a journey to uncover the hidden history of Oak Island, a mysterious island in the Bahamas. They send a wooden piece from under the garden shaft for carbon dating, and when they discover that the wood dates back to Marty Lagena, a renowned treasure hunter, has become a household name through the popular TV show The Curse of Oak Island. Born in Kingsford, Michigan, Marty's interest in Oak Island was sparked by a story in Reader's Digest at the age of 11. This early exposure ignited a lifelong passion that would see him return to the island decades later, equipped with more resources and technology than the treasure hunters before him. Marty initially pursued a career far from treasure hunting, studying engineering at Michigan Tech and law at the University of Michigan. He founded Terra Energy, a company that pioneered the extraction of natural gas from shale in Michigan. His business acumen was proven when he sold Terra Energy for $58 million. However, Marty's childhood fascination with Oak Island never waned, and his brother Rick, who also shared an interest in the island, decided to seriously pursue this dream. They bought a controlling interest in Oak Island Tours, which owned most of the island, and began what would be one of the most famous treasure hunts in modern history. Their quest has been fraught with challenges, as the island is notorious for its booby traps and flooding tunnels designed to protect whatever may be hidden underground. Over the years, the Lagenas and their team have uncovered various items that suggest a significant past presence on the island. Each season, they seem to edge closer to making a major discovery, although the ultimate prize remains elusive. What sets Marty apart in this endeavor is his approach to the hunt, which combines his engineering skills with a meticulous attention to detail. This methodical approach is complemented by his willingness to employ cutting-edge technology. From sonar scans to heavy drilling equipment, Marty ensures that no stone is left unturned or no part of the island remains unexplored. This blend of old-school adventurism and modern technology has defined the Oak Island treasure hunt under the Lagenas. Outside of treasure hunting, Marty is known for his commitment to renewable energy. After selling his oil and gas company, he founded Heritage Sustainable, which aims to develop one of the largest wind turbine projects in the United States. His passion for sustainable practices extends into his personal life, as he owns and operates a vineyard in Michigan that practices organic farming. Despite his numerous business ventures and the ongoing treasure hunt, family remains a central part of Marty's life. He is married, has 2 children, and his son, Alex, joins him in his Oak Island endeavors, making it a family affair. The show The Curse of Oak Island has shown Marty as a brother, a father, and a leader, showing viewers the many sides of him. Marty Lagena's quest on Oak Island is a testament to the power of curiosity and the human spirit's quest for discovery. His story is one of passion, perseverance, and adventure, inspiring many to follow their curiosities, explore, and never give up. As the seasons progress, viewers continue to be hooked by the promise of new discoveries and the unfolding story of Marty and his team. Marty's legacy will be as one of the most compelling treasure hunters of our time, a man who showed that with determination and innovation, old legends can be revisited and perhaps, one day, even solved. Alex's role at Oak Island Tours gives us a peek into his multifaceted responsibilities. Being part of the Lagena family and their tourism business, it's quite likely he's involved in much more than just the TV show. He's probably deeply engaged in the family's business strategies linked to the treasure spot. The variation in his production titles